It was a dark and stormy night, the kind that made every creak of the floorboard sound like an ominous whisper. Sarah, home alone and craving some comfort food, decided to order pizza from a nearby restaurant. As she waited for her delivery, the sound of rain pounding against the windows filled her small apartment. After what felt like an eternity, there was a knock at the door. Relief washed over Sarah as she hurried to greet the delivery person. But when she opened the door, she was met with an eerie sight. A hooded figure, drenched from head to toe, holding out a soggy pizza box. Sarah's heart raced as she hesitated to take the box. Something about the delivery person's presence sent shivers down her spine. Ignoring her instincts, she reluctantly accepted the pizza and handed over the payment. As she closed the door behind her, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of unease. She placed the pizza on the kitchen counter and turned on the lights, trying to dispel the sense of dread that lingered in the air. With trembling hands, she opened the pizza box, only to recoil in horror. Instead of the cheesy goodness she had been craving, she was met with a grisly sight. A message scrawled in red sauce across the cardboard. "You're next." Panic surged through Sarah as she stumbled backward, her mind racing with fear. Frantically, she reached for her phone to call the police, but her hand froze when she heard a faint scratching at the door. Heart pounding, Sarah slowly approached the door, her every instinct screaming at her to run. With trembling hands, she turned the doorknob, and to her horror, she found herself face to face with the hooded figure once again, their eyes gleaming with malice. Before Sarah could react, the figure lunged forward, a menacing glint of metal flashing in the dim light. The last thing she saw was the glint of a knife before everything went black. The next morning, neighbors discovered Sarah's lifeless body, her apartment door left ajar and the pizza box lying empty on the floor. The hooded figure was nowhere to be found, leaving behind only questions and a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the darkness. Imagine you're eagerly anticipating a meal from your favorite restaurant, having placed an order through a popular food delivery app. As you wait, the estimated delivery time comes and goes, but your food doesn't arrive. You start to feel frustrated and hungry. After some time, you receive a notification that your order has been delivered. Excitedly, you rush to the door, only to find an empty doorstep. Confused, you check the delivery app, which confirms that the order was dropped off at your address. You try calling the delivery driver, but their phone goes straight to voicemail. Feeling increasingly uneasy, you decide to contact customer support. However, you're put on hold for an extended period, adding to your frustration. Eventually, you manage to speak with a representative who assures you they'll look into the matter. They promise to issue a refund or redeliver your order, but they can't provide any immediate solutions. As the hours pass, you start to worry about the safety and quality of your food. Was it left outside for too long? Was it tampered with? Your appetite fades as you contemplate these unsettling possibilities. Finally, after what feels like an eternity, you receive an update from the delivery company. Turns out there was a mix-up with the address, and your food was delivered to the wrong location. They apologize for the inconvenience and offer you a refund or a replacement order. While relieved to have some resolution, the experience leaves you feeling shaken. You can't help but wonder what could have happened if you hadn't noticed the error, or if the situation had been more serious. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, nestled deep in the woods, there stood an old, abandoned mansion known only as the House of Whispers. Legend had it that the house was cursed, haunted by the restless spirits of its former inhabitants. One moonlit night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the infamous mansion, seeking thrills and excitement. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they made their way through the overgrown gardens and creaking gates, their footsteps echoing in the stillness of the night. As they entered the decrepit mansion, a chill descended upon them, and a sense of foreboding filled the air. The once grand halls were now shrouded in darkness, illuminated only by the pale light of the moon filtering through broken windows. The teenagers laughed nervously as they wandered deeper into the house, their voices echoing off the walls like whispers from the past. But their laughter soon turned to screams as they encountered the malevolent spirits that called the House of Whispers home. Shadowy figures lurked in the corners, their ghostly forms twisting and contorting in the dim light. Cold fingers brushed against the teenagers' skin, sending shivers down their spines. Whispers filled the air, unintelligible yet unmistakably sinister. In a panic, the teenagers tried to flee, but the house seemed to twist and shift around them, trapping them in its ghostly embrace. Doors slammed shut, trapping them in darkened rooms, while spectral hands reached out from the shadows, dragging them into the depths of the mansion.